I don't think it's too late to buy Bitcoin, to be honest. So me, I look at the fundamentals, but I mainly look at the technical analysis when I open the charts and I see what's going on. I see where we have liquidity, whether we have liquidity to the downside or to the upside. So it's one thing that I keep repeating in my shows is that the dip that we had in August, right, that touched the 49K, they don't want to drop the price lower than the open price for the ETFs. So for me, that's the bottom until proven otherwise.
Guys, welcome back to the show today in the studio. Gabbie, how are you doing?
Great. Thank you so much for having me.
I'm so happy you are here so we can talk about your experience. I love your live shows. As always, in the comments down below, I will link Gabbie's channel. You have to go and watch the live shows. My favorite.
Oh, thank you so much. Well, yeah, I've been really enjoying doing the live shows lately. It went back actually really far back when I was in uni, like in 2015. And then we had my friends talking about Ethereum. It's going to be the next thing. And then Bitcoin was already like popping. So, but then obviously there were not many people in the space. So everyone was really skeptical, including me, right? But then just me and my friends decided to just put a little bit money on the side and kind of get into it. And then I could just start seeing my money grow, grow. But I didn't have experience of like holding and like seeing price go up and down. Like I didn't know anything about trading. It was so new for me. So I'll just look at the news and see what people talk. And you know how the sentiment like really rules over everyone. So, when 2017 came in, and we had this massive crash, I was like, oh my God, we're gonna lose everything. Like we have to sell right now. And then I was also planning to move to London. At the time I was living in Holland. So I was like, it would be great if I could just like sell right now and use the money to like get a property. And, I was just in my 20s. For me, that was a big thing. So I cashed out and I got a property in London, which is, for a 20-year-old, it's like a huge thing.
That's amazing, yeah.
So,
that's fantastic. And how come you found yourself in Dubai?
Well, Dubai, see, like my family used to work here back in the years, like I'm talking 2001, before Dubai was anything. Like we only had Bur Dubai and everything after that was just non-existent. Yeah. So, they were working here as professionals, like trying to grow this space. They wanted people from Europe to come in. They were here between 2001 and then when the crisis hit in 2008, this space like Dubai changed completely. It was a mess. So they got laid off and they moved to London from here. So I wasn't living here full time. I was doing my school and I would spend here the holidays and everything. And it was really fun, but it was a completely different place. Right, like I remember the only fun thing we could do here is either go to the desert or have like a business buffet lunch in the hotels. Like that was the only fun thing. We had probably like one pub in whole Dubai. I don't even remember the name, but yeah, it was a different thing. And then I came back 2013 to do an internship because I had friends here and I just loved the place. So. Then I remember that time I had this currency converter on my phone and I would look at it and then Bitcoin was like at like $5 and I was like, $5 for one Bitcoin?
That's expensive.
That is so expensive. And then I've been living like around Europe and Holland, London, Germany, Dubai as well. So eventually now I just got sick of London. It's just the weather is really bad. And for some reason, it's getting worse. I don't know. I decided, maybe it's time to make a change. And I moved out here and I have my friends. And yeah, it's been great.
Amazing. Yeah, I spent 17 years in London myself. So if you are like maybe us, we go in and out of crypto quite a lot. So having jurisdiction free when it comes to taxes is a massive plus, right? So
it is. 100%.
Makes a huge difference. But I also love Dubai. And there's so many cool people. We are building and like you said, it's only 50 years old. It's crazy.
It is though. I mean, we went to Singapore, didn't we? Mm-hmm. That was amazing. And for me, to see that city, it was built in 40 years. right? So it does remind me of Dubai a lot.
Yep.
And I can see how Dubai like copied a lot of the stuff from Singapore, like the fountains and everything. But yeah, what they did in Singapore for 40 years was insane. Did you also know that they're actually ruled by the same party since they got their independence?
I didn't know, no.
40 years ago, yeah. Wow. It's called People's Action, yeah.
Wow, that's insane.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think Dubai changed a lot. If you think about it, it's old as me. I'm almost 50 by this much. Actually, in a few days, it's going to be my birthday.
30.
Oh, thanks.
Or even this.
I think inside I'm probably 18.
Okay.
The heart of 18. But
I can see that.
The body's aging. This morning when I woke up, I felt every single month on my back. But what can I say? We're aging like wine, so I'll take it.
Well, you should join my 90 days fitness challenge then. I announced it yesterday.
Okay.
Because trading is so hard, right? Like we work a lot and you work a lot. You record every day and, I don't record every day, but there is a lot of stuff going on behind the scenes.
Yeah.
So I find it really hard to maintain my, my physical and my mental health because it kind of goes together, doesn't it?
Yeah, I agree, especially when you're in a bubble. And it's funny because when we do content, it's mainly, when I have a guest in the studio, I'm so happy because otherwise it's me talking to the camera. You know how it is because you do the same thing.
Yeah, exactly.
And this is so important, having some sort of a human contact
interaction,
in there. Yeah, it's super cool. You talked about the market. I want to pick your beautiful brain. So
go on.
Where do you see we are now? Is it too late to buy Bitcoin?
I don't think it's too late to buy Bitcoin, to be honest. So me, I look at the fundamentals, but I mainly look at the technical analysis when I open the charts and I see what's going on. I see where we have liquidity, whether we have liquidity to the downside or to the upside. So it's one thing that I keep repeating in my shows is that the dip that we had in August, right, that touched the 49K, just guys, go around, literally draw that line from that dip all the way to the left and see the high that it touched. It is the exactly 11th of January. Do you remember what happened 11th of January?
Yeah.
Exactly. We had the Bitcoin ETFs. So it's clear to me that they don't want to drop the price lower than the open price for the ETFs. So for me, that's the bottom until proven otherwise.
Do you think there is a chance where we revisit the 49?
There is a little bit of liquidity above it. I'm not going to lie. It is true. There is. But it happens so that when, Bitcoin, an asset like Bitcoin decides to go parabolic, it leaves liquidity behind and it doesn't care. So right now, currently in the last, obviously we had the event that happened this week on Monday, we had a massive drop, but that was from a zone that I actually expected that to happen. So it is not something that took me by surprise, to be honest. Obviously the events did, but yeah, this is how the markets work. So yeah, now we're gonna see a little bit of range and then maybe drop down max to the 56K area, and we need to hold that area because if we don't hold that area, it's probably gonna get ugly.
Yeah, it's interesting. We had a green September, which I was not expecting. So you guys know, because I was quite open about it. I was expecting a quote bad September. And then October, November, and December usually are good months. Yeah. The halving happens and people are like, hey, the halving, what? Well, the halving is a non-event for retail people. Yeah. Nothing happens.
That is so true,
You need to just wait until the supply and demand they're gonna collide. Mm-hmm. Same for the October. Twitter is full of memes like, October is canceled. Guys, it's the 3rd. Still have a month.
Well, Lady said, Lady of Crypto, I absolutely love her. She's very active on X, on the platform. So she said, guys, just close the charts and come back in a week from now and let's talk then. And I kind of agree with that. But as a person who trades every day, it's just not going to happen for me. But yeah, I was on Fefe's show from Crypto Banter yesterday, and he was like, I'm only buying. And I was like, dude, I'm buying and selling like literally every day. Like I'm not married to a bias until we start trending heavily to the upside. Then I'll be probably only buying. Yeah.
I think it's interesting because I for example, I don't trade. I couldn't even I love to look into the charts and draw lines for mainly analysis. Yes. I've been buying forever. I have a monthly buy. I will buy the top forever, like Michael Saylor says. I bought at 70. I will probably buy 100,000. Yeah. Like I have literally next to no fiat under my name. I have all mainly crypto. Mainly Bitcoin. A lot of crypto, but mainly Bitcoin. And I intend to stay like this. Hence why I live in Dubai. And whenever I need something, I'll sell my Bitcoin to buy whatever I need. So I'm into the Bitcoin standard, if it makes sense.
How does that make you feel though? Because some people would find that really uncomfortable.
It makes me feel great because I don't like fiat. Fiat is destroying itself over time, whether Bitcoin is appreciating over time. I mean, so far, it might be different, but it's tricky because you have to change the way we see things. Of course, I think you have to make sure you have some cash. I think there are different strategies or different views or different lifestyles, whatever you want to label it. I'm with CryptoZaras George. We had a podcast and he said, I usually have 30% of my cash always available.
Interesting, yeah.
I think 30% is a bit too much for me, but as long as you have some allowance and you say, okay, I can probably go for maybe 5 months cash-wise.
Yeah.
I know exactly how much my rent is. I know exactly. Then you have to count for something you don't expect. So that's why you have an extra cushion. But I love it. And then Bitcoin is volatile, yes. But over time, on average, goes 50% a year and it compounds.
Yeah.
So if you have a long-term vision, if you have a plan, a financial plan, you can say, it'll be fine. I mean, it takes some time. Like if you would go from, let's say, a normal mindset, which is mainly fiat heavy, to full in Bitcoin, you will feel a slap. Right?
Yeah, it's especially a huge change.
When it drops 50%, you probably freak out.
I mean, my friends, our friends here in Dubai, it's so funny. Like when Bitcoin is down, nobody wants to go out, nobody wants to do anything. And as soon as we have like, a few thousand up to the upside, everyone's like, okay, Gabbie, let's go Dubai Mall. I'm shopping today. And then we go to those expensive shops and I'm like, this can't be healthy. There's something wrong. Like even for me, like it doesn't matter if price goes up and down. Like I'm not a person who spends money. And Nick finds it really funny. It's like, you're a girl, like you need to have a lot of stuff. I'm like, I'm not really like that.
Same. I mean, I don't buy or sell. I just buy Bitcoin because I think it's the best store of value as far as I know, and the only thing I can own so far. I've encountered. I used to have gold in London, but then I got into problems where I'm moving to Dubai.
How are you going to move the gold?
Exactly, and it's not really yours because someone else is having it on your behalf. So
exactly,
it's a no-brainer. You can transfer your entire net worth, your wealth into a click if you want. You can go wherever you want. It's portable, divisible. It goes up over time. So I think it's an interesting asset. But to be plugged into the so-called Bitcoin standard, I think you have to do it gradually. Maybe you begin with like 5%, 10%. You wait a little bit. Maybe you buy an ETF and see how it goes. And then through the years, if you think it's interesting, you make your transaction and you go, okay, well, actually, you know what? I can actually live off this. And the price doesn't even bother me anymore. Like I have a monthly buy and I buy. I don't care. I don't even look at the price. I buy every month.
The thing is like to reach the level where you are, you need to have some knowledge and experience, right? Because a lot of the people are just getting into the space and they're getting scammed or they will just put like a wrong address in and then they will lose the transaction somewhere in space. So it's scary for people. Right, like even where you're gonna store it and everything. Like I've been a victim of these things as well.
Yeah, I've lost. I like to say I invested. So you have to go through those things, and those are lessons. The price of tuition, right? As we say in Bitcoin.
Price of tuition. Yeah.
So you have to go through these, and it's like when you see someone extremely fit, which I'm not, but there is people super fit, right? It's because they go to the gym every day. So if you are new in the space, I think the best you can do is go and follow Gabbie, go and follow some people you like, and take things easy, like begin by making a small investment and then try to use, for example, the Bitcoin wallet, buy some Bitcoin, send some Bitcoin, understand what's happening. Because what I've seen, and I was one of them, by the way, I'm not going to sugarcoat it or anything. I bought Bitcoin because I wanted to make money. That was my first, introduction to Bitcoin. I want to be a millionaire.
Just like everyone, I think just like everyone.
But then when you invest time, you read the books and you listen to podcasts, you watch the videos, then it becomes like a conviction. And then you understand what this thing is. And when you are to that point, one Bitcoin is one Bitcoin, right? It doesn't matter because we are measuring it with fiat, and fiat is, quote, a bad thing. So, but you have to build it over time. I agree. It's not something, if someone would go from no Bitcoin to all Bitcoin, it would be a psychological disaster.
Absolutely. Yeah. So what do you think, like, in terms of the political pressures right now and Bitcoin and how everyone is trying to capitalize and get the crypto vote? I think that's been something very interesting lately.
this thing is a teenager. I mean, if you think about how old is Bitcoin, it's just like a naughty teenager, right?
Yeah,
and
exactly.
we are trying to find out
analogy.
Where is it going, and there is a lot of people promising things, like you have the Trump and Kamala situation in the US. You have so much is happening. I think it's going to impact short term, but I'm the guy who zoom out, right? I have a 10 years, 15 years
plan.
So it doesn't matter. Right? In 10 years, if Trump has won or not, it wouldn't matter, right? It will matter maybe in 3 months, but not in 10 years. So I just buy on a monthly basis because I think it's the best you can do. No financial advice.
Non-financial advice.
If you do trade, well, that's a different story. Because
it is, though. It's a very, very, very different thing to do, and it requires a complete different set of skills. So yeah, it's, for me, my audience is completely different than ladies' audience. For example, they're investors, they're long-term hodls or whatever. But with me, it's way more dynamic. Like, it's just every day you have to be constantly on the charts. You have to constantly watch price action, and it really requires a different mindset. And yeah, it can really take a toll on your mentality if you're not really passionate about it. So that's what I always say. Like, if you want to be a trader, like, you really literally have to absolutely love what you're doing. And if the motivation is money when you start, you're probably not going to get anywhere, because to get to where I am right now, I had lost a lot of money, right? Like, you would lose your savings, because it really feels like you're just going into the casino, and you're like, it really has that feeling, right? Trading is like a casino, because think about it, like literally 98% of the traders out there lose money. So it's very hard for you to get to that 2%, if not even 1%.
I agree. Do you also have a portion of your portfolio that you hold?
Yes, of course. Of course. Yeah.
You guys think that, Gabbie trades 100% of whatever she has, right? Whether I probably think it's a portion, and on that portion, you probably have a 1% position, right?
Oh, of course. Like, definitely. You would have like your bag that you're trading with, your futures bag, and then you have like your spot bag that you're just holding. Yeah.
And that's super important to say, because I remember, for example, we also have a live show with Carl. You have to make sure you read people correctly when they say, I'm all in this trade. It means the portion allocated to the trade, yes. But there is other stuff, right?
Of course. Yeah, there is so many other things. Like, you could, like, when you enter a trade, like, you can use isolated, you can use your entire margin, right? Or not. So but risk management is literally everything with trading. And this is what we spoke about with Fefe yesterday from Crypto Banter as well. And he said he was talking to it with Ran, that it doesn't really matter the leverage. What matters is like your risk management. And that is so true, because I sometimes, like, for example, the other day, like, I took the short for Monday, right? So, and I ended up like 755% on a 126 leverage, 126x, and people are like, oh my god, like, you shouldn't show that to people. And I'm like, well, you need to understand that I have the skill set and risk management to allow myself to get into that trade, right? And I know how to save myself from losing, right? And losses are a big thing. Like, you need to understand that you need to be okay with that. Yes, I'm a winner in life. I don't like to lose at all. We have this thing, we don't like to lose. But, with trading, it just like, it just teaches you so many different things. It's like a different, it opens up like a completely different set of thoughts and your brain. Like, it's just crazy.
Yeah, I admire you guys. Like, I don't think I could. I love looking into charts, but I think for me, the main thing is, and that's why I love Bitcoin so much, is because I can simply buy and do nothing, which is not true, because by do nothing means you have to do a lot, because you have to be able to not sell, not FOMO in, not panic, which is a lot. The media, Twitter, X, I'll never get around it.
Yeah, no.
The sentiment is very bad these days, right? Everyone is super bearish.
Yeah.
And I'm like, guys, like Lady said, by the way, shout out to Lady, love Lady.
Yes,
she said, close the charts, go to touch some grass. I agree.
Yeah, touch some grass,
and you have to have conviction, and all those things. It takes time. You have to build it. You have to go through cycles. You have to invest money. You have to be scammed. Oh my God, there is so many, and the scammers are getting so good nowadays. So good.
Oh my God, like literally last night, because we've started this Telegram group, by the way, everyone You should also have a link for that. It's so great. And like literally for 1 week, we had like 1,000 users. And then one of our users pointed me to a group that is, a scammers group with our logo and everything with ladies' face on it. And then they have like 15,000 people in the group.
That's crazy.
And I'm like, oh my God, wow. It's probably just bots, but still. Everyone be safe. Don't do that.
Yeah, be safe. Click only on links that we promote and
Literally.
never send money, ever.
No.
Never. When I started my X account, there was a scammer who had more subscribers than more followers than I have. And people, they look at that things and they think, oh, this guy has, 15,000, so must be the real one.
I mean, the crazy thing is though, no, I'll tell you what's really crazy. Ladies got someone who's trying to impersonate her on Instagram with like 1 million followers.
Never send money. And if we are approaching you, which is probably not the case,
yes.
and we are asking for stuff like how's your trading, just delete everything and just, I tried, I report them. There is a bunch on Twitter, there's a bunch on Instagram, but nobody does anything. And you just need to be aware and mindful. Sadly,
exactly.
That's the best thing you can do.
Yeah.
I've seen things now on like live show on YouTube where they take Michael Saylor clips and they overlays. Oh, if you send Bitcoin to this address, we'll double it. It's like,
oh my God.
No, don't send Bitcoin, please. Don't do that because no one is going to send you.
They've gotten really smart, and these are like your hard-earned money. Like just be careful. Pretty much, that sums it up. Yeah.
Exactly. And besides Bitcoin, do you trade anything else? Ethereum, any altcoins?
Yeah, I do. I do trade altcoins as well. I'm having a lot of fun with it actually because there is so many different altcoins that you can trade. Yeah, I do that a lot. And meme coins as well. I've been having fun with that as well. Yeah. That is crazy though. I mean, so many people and like young people have become millionaires from it. It's just, it's great to see. Like, look at where this space has brought us, right? Like me and you as well, and just for everyone. So there is some good side to it as well. But yeah, I do trade altcoins and I'm having a lot of fun with it. Definitely. My thing though, I used to trade Forex and equity. So that was my passion. That's where I started. But then the assets, especially the ones with like a bigger market cap, they kind of like correlate to some of the equities. And as soon as I found out that I could use my strategies and my way of trading with crypto, then I was there because it is just so much easier and faster because of the volatility.
I was about to say, this thing is so volatile. I also think meme coins that's an interesting topic because I think it's a new lottery. Like the chances of you winning, it's higher than the lottery ticket, if you think about it, or a scratch card.
That's so interesting. I never thought about that. Yeah.
So that's why people are going in, and maybe also because, Bitcoin is now into the $60,000-$70,000, which I don't think is going to stay here for long. I'm expecting big numbers coming in the next few months. But if you are someone who comes in from the quote outside and it doesn't have much education, you're probably thinking, damn, this thing is expensive. What can I buy for a little bit less?
$100 and 100 exit. Yeah.
Right? So that's why the meme came in. And every cycle we have different things. We had NFTs, we had DeFi. This time is memes.
I wonder what's going to come next, though. That's what's really interesting. Do you have any idea what could the next thing be?
I have a few ideas, but I'm thinking AI could be, gaming could be coming in, SocialFi could be coming in.
I think SocialFi, recently I saw like that even if you've blocked someone on X, they can still see everything you're posting. Like that's going to be a new thing. And I'm like, that's not really nice. If you actually want to block someone, that means that you don't want them to have access to whatever you're posting. So I wonder why they do these things.
And as much as I like what Elon is doing, still it's a one point of failure, right? So someone could go, or maybe Elon decides to sell it. Something happens which goes out of his control or whatever. It could change everything. So that's why having a decentralized social media, there are a bunch already. I'm trying on Nostr, for example, which is still a bit chunky depending on the client you use. It is forever in the blockchain. It's truly decentralized. You can zap people's sats. It's pretty cool.
Wow.
But it's way too early. And people I don't think the normal guys out there are understanding none of these things. And I don't know if you remember back in the days we had MySpace, right?
Yeah, MySpace was a huge one.
And then out of a sudden Facebook came on and he stole.
Yeah, but think about it. Wasn't MySpace cooler than Facebook? I've had more fun with MySpace than Facebook, to be honest. Like you could have your music on your page and you can like You can make the page however you wanted it to look.
Yeah.
Like mine was all with crazy fairies and things like that. It was so great.
It was, but things move in waves, and sometimes we don't understand what is the sparkle of this. So I think at some point, if you think about when we interact with social media, we have if you think about your Facebook, your Google, those are monsters. They are selling our data. They are doing some shady stuff. And people say it's free. Well, it's never free. There's always a catch. Because they have a lot of information. They know what you like, where do you go on vacation, your phone number, your photos, your friends, who do you follow.
Family.
It's a value. If you are a company.
Data is everything nowadays.
Exactly.
Yeah.
If you look into Instagram, every 3 posts, there is a commercial. It works. And it's free, right?
It's free. I mean, think about how Amazon became, to the point where they are today, all because they had the data.
Exactly. And they started selling books, and now they do everything but books, basically.
Exactly.
So it's interesting. But I think we will see a use case coming, a bunch of users coming in, and they will get paid to consume content. If you think about it, when you watch a video on YouTube, you have 2 options. Either you pay YouTube to stop advertising, which is crazy, or you get the advertised, but you don't make money off it. You are used by YouTube, right, to do that. So I think what we'll see is companies, they will say, hey, if you watch this video, we'll give you tokens. And then by...
Oh, wow, that would be very...
And there is a bunch already. There is a lot out there. But the thing is, it's not already mainstream, but it will get there eventually. I think people will... If you think about it, imagine talking to, I don't know, my grandma and tell her, hey, for my job is to make video or do a social media thing. She's going to go, what? So I think in 20, 50 years, jobs of people is going to be watch videos.
Wow.
You consume content, you get a token.
That's very interesting.
So
where is that going to go? Like, where is people's health going to go? I mean, I recently bought these glasses that are actually blocking blue light, and I find them very, very helpful. But I think just sitting at home and just like watching videos is not going to be a great
I don't know if you ever watched
future.
Black Mirror. It's a TV series, and they have some really interesting episodes. I think maybe it's my 50 years old coming out, but my goal in the next few years is to have a land, a farm, and just go away from everything.
Oh, that sounds so amazing.
Bitcoin, gold, and guns. kind of thing.
So my goal is I want to get a house in the Caribbean because I love the Caribbean. Like I've been to a few places over there. I have friends, and it's just such a nice place to be. That's my goal. Where is your farm going to be?
I don't know.
It's not going to be in Dubai, no?
No. I don't have a destination yet. I mean, I love Asia. I lived in Asia for a long time, so I feel,
a draw.
Massive draw over there. So I don't know, but I don't know where it could be. There is a lot of nice places. Maybe Vietnam, somewhere not to build, but I also like the wildness. I mean, Sweden would be amazing, but then winter is tough. And
winter is very tough in Sweden, I bet.
And you can't grow much veggies. So having my own garden will be something incredible. I can grow my own food, right?
Yeah.
Which would be awesome. So I have not decided on a location yet. I think I will need another cycle. Also, I think it would be cool to have like a studio in the middle of nowhere where you can have guests coming over with the old experience. Right?
Fly them over. That would be so amazing.
Instead of the coffee, I could cook. That would be nice.
That coffee was the best thing I've had in my life.
Oh,
honestly.
Thank you. Glad you like it.
Yeah, I'm going slow on it because I just want to enjoy it.
Is there anything you would like to say to someone who's new in crypto? What would your advice be?
Take it slow, and you have all this information that can be super overwhelming. So make sure that you pick your mentors and the sources that you learn from really, really wisely. There is so much out there that it's really legit. The Moon, Crypto Banter, Lab of Crypto. We are, legit people. Like we're just not any random people that you could learn from. So just be careful who your mentor is, because that is going to be everything for your career.
Yeah, I love that. Well said. And of course, guys, in the comments down below, I will link Gabbie's. You want to go and watch their live shows. My favorite, my go-to daily.
Really?
I know,
that's
I know it's not daily yet,
amazing.
but and maybe we can have you on the Moon Show soon. That would be awesome.
Yeah, I would love to. Well, thank you so much
Thank
for
you,
having
Gabbie.
me.
Amazing.
I love you.
Thank you guys for watching. We'll see you on the next one.
See you.